All right, so this is how you do mandalas. It's a meditation, so see if you can go to that place where you're listening. Go to that place where you're not trying to do anything specific, and you're just really listening to your intuition and sort of your right brain understanding, right brain listening, really. Super simple. So every mandala is going to look different. Every mandala is really perfect the way it just turns out. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that, you don't have to show it to anybody if you don't want to. If you do, you can. If you want to share it on the page, you can. And yeah, just really let yourself soften into it and see what happens. So I've already started, and you just start out with something in the center. Sometimes I do a triangle, sometimes I do an X, sometimes I do a circle, sometimes I do a flower, sometimes I do a diamond. You can really just start with whatever you want in the center. And then nice and simply, you just start to add, and you add whatever. Comes to mind. So all I'm doing is just adding what comes to mind and putting it around the whole circle. One of the things that I really like about mandalas, or that I'm drawn to them, is that I feel like even though they aren't perfect, I mean, obviously there are some mandalas that are done to scale, but it actually is the lack of perfectness in them that I really, really like. And I think it makes it even more beautiful to me. And again, you just keep going around with whatever comes to mind. You can make really big things, you can make really small things. Like I've started out really small here. But again, you can do anything. You can, jump to something really big, adding a different sort of element to it. And, I will have mandalas that, look really swirly and feminine. And then I'll have other mandalas that are a little bit more like jagged and more masculine. But whatever comes out. And again, it's definitely not about thinking about it. You're not really using your thinking brain. You're just sort of using your movement, your movement brain. You're following. You're listening. You're more the feminine, intuitive part of your brain that you're listening to. And just whatever comes out, you just let it come. One of the great parts of this practice of letting whatever comes is that not only do you surprise yourself, but it's also amazing how calm you can feel after some time just listening. And this is great for people that don't necessarily do well with just sitting meditation. It's another way to meditate. Sometimes people need to do something. Getting into that meditative state works better when you can have something that you're doing that you can focus on. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just do whatever works for you. Do whatever comes. For those perfectionists out there, this is actually a really great practice because it lets you soften and loosen a little bit around all of that. So you can see, again, I'm just adding whatever comes to mind. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect to scale. It almost is what makes it beautiful. And you just keep going around. Sometimes insights come up when I'm doing the mandalas. Sometimes it's just sort of like a fun drawing experience. You can definitely go slower than I'm going, and sometimes I add like more finite details to it, but you can also go really quickly, and it might even help, because there might be a part of you that is slowing down to think about what you're doing. And again, what you want to try and do in this meditative art experience is to just go. Just really work the intuitive part of your brain. And then you just keep going, and eventually you have yourself a mandala. And really rule out nothing. Trust your intuition, trust the process, and really trust that you are creative, and trust that the direction that you're going in is the direction that it wants to go in. Looks like my pen is running out. This is one of my favorite pens. It's so funny that now is where it's... Oh, can I do the last one? So there you have it. Fun with mandalas. I look forward to seeing anything that's posted, and much love, much love, much love.